People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. I mean, with an introduction like that, what more can I say other than I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. People, deluded, I'm back again now. We're getting that much closer to Arsenal versus Fulham. Newcastle and West Ham, 2 games on paper, which scare Arsenal fans. We dealt with them. Our boys are playing for their countries and doing quite well. I want to ask you lot a question. I want to be devil's advocate. And 4:15, I've got DJB and Kenny Ken. And I believe at like 6 p.m, I've got a video regarding Zubimendi, which is irrelevant, but I'm putting you lot on notice. Edited video. Make sure you're helping. But with Mikel Merino once again in goal-scoring form for Spain, yeah, and big up Eze for England. But with Mikel Merino's goal-scoring exploits and obviously Gyökeres' struggles, do you put Merino up front and then drop Gyökeres to the bench for Fulham? I just want to ask you lot. But I say this, I'd imagine Eze starts in midfield. You know, the talking points indirectly become about Nwaneri. Don't be surprised if Mikel Merino and Kai Havertz, owing to Odegaard's absence, depending on how it kind of correlates, if they don't get ample opportunities in that 8.5, that right centre mid, that 10 role kind of thing, because what Mikel Merino and Kai Havertz might lack in terms of on paper, and I'm going to cover this in another video, which I'm still waiting for it to pass checks. But while they might lack what we want in a traditional 10, you know, creativity, pockets, all of that jazz, tactically, they understand what Mikel Arteta wants in the system. So, yeah, would you drop Gyökeres for Merino? Arteta has a big decision in that regards, and obviously where midfield's concerned. And we had hot takes and things like that, yeah. And I've seen a tweet on social media, X, Twitter, whatever you want to refer to it as, right, where Arsenal fans have offered their like hot takes. So we're gonna go over that and anything else in the public eye, people. So yeah, man, or any public talking points. So yeah, big up yourselves, man. As Nems has said, don't forget to subscribe and like. Appreciate you. Big up the chat and big up yourselves. Without you lot, it's dead. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss streams or uploads. Facts. Hi, Deluded. How are you? I'm good, Tyrone, man. Who's your favorite Arsenal player of all time? That's difficult. Right now, that's difficult. But if you put a gun to my head and I was going to win £1 million, I've got a lot of favorites, man, historically, like the history of Arsenal. But I feel like I'm doing, you know what, Perez, Bergkamp, Vieira. I'm so sorry. But it's got to be Thierry Henry, isn't it? Like Thierry Henry, that was, you know, when you're a little kid and you watch cartoons and you like superheroes and all of that, like, Henry was a superhero to man, innit? Like, that's what I felt like he was like, because obviously a good footballer. Like, he just had everything, man. He's a big reason as to why I support this football club and how I identify with this football club. And so I would say Thierry Henry if you pushed me for one answer. Currently in the first team, come on, man. You can't do that really and truly. Right now in the first team, all of them, really, because I don't think Raya gets enough flowers. I love Timber, fullback union. In fact, all the fullbacks already have my bias. You can't look. Declan Rice is mustard. I'm a big fan of Eze, Odegaard, Nwaneri. I won't say Madueke is my favorite, but hail him up. You know, really want Gyökeres. Actually, out of all of them, like I want Gyökeres to do well the most because of everything you did for this club. Obviously, I've got time for Martinelli, Saka or Miles Lewis-Skelly, just because obviously, you know, from London, the Haylands kind of aspect. I think them two, man. I'd say them. Well, Nwaneri as well, if you want to say that. But if you ask me for one, Bukayo, in it, really and truly, Bukayo, because we've all seen him grow up, but I've seen the rise in it. You don't know I love academy football and things like that, and I've just watched Saka, and you know, I've seen Saka do well against Madrid, do well in couple competitions for England. You know, scoring bangers, doing everything he's done at 24 years of age, but. Checkotrade Trophy, I can't even remember the opposition, but I can remember the game. I've said it several times. That Saka right wing at like 15, 16, just tearing people a new one. And no matter what Saka achieves in this game, I'll always remember that, man. I'll miss the DG anthem. It's there, Sean, man. It's there, my guy. It was there. I swear I played at the beginning. Appreciate you, man. Gyökeres has to play. Like, what the hell are we doing? Adam, I'm just asking questions. For me, Gyökeres plays, but it's a democracy, man. Brady, appreciate you. I'm just asking a question, my dude. Seeing Gyökeres makes people appreciate Kai Havertz. Jerry, less said that. But you know what, yeah? I might even do a video on that, on Kai Havertz, because I feel there's a couple of fallout talking points you can make around Arsenal. I feel the two most random players we have in our team, and I'm going completely off topic, would be Calafiori and Mikel Merino. Merino don't make sense. You're not a striker, but you're a striker. You're not a midfielder, but you're not a midfielder. In many ways, you're not good, but then you are good. Them two are they're the Bandulu brothers, if that makes sense. Calafiori left back, left-sided centre half, everywhere on the pitch. But Kai Havertz, I feel there's a lot of dishonesty, specifically speaking to Arsenal fans. Yeah, I feel there's one half where they look at Kai Havertz as this, like, what's the word they use? Is it revision or something like that? Like, they just look at him with rose tints. They would think this guy is like Michael Ballack, Schweinsteiger, Thierry Henry, Diego Costa, mere things in one. And if you can't see what he brings, you don't understand football. He gives tacticals wet dreams. They have him as this mythical creature. You know, there's struggles with Gyökeres, even though I'm not really seeing him miss consistent tappings. There's struggles with Gyökeres, right? But it's like people forget when it's crunch time. Big up Kai, you know, and we're gonna get onto the other side, yeah. Big up Kai, but then they forget about all the chances he misses. So there's this mythical thing like he's mad vital and he's one of the strongest sort of players in the team. Then there's obviously the other side where they make out that he's mad shit, he can't do anything. Neither is true. The truth is in the middle, in that we shouldn't have bought him, shouldn't have put him on those wages, shouldn't have spent that amount of money on him, failed to really integrate him into midfield or the initial experiment. Went back up front, you know, because he did score the Champions League winning goal up front for Chelsea. And kind of here we are, man. Like, there's a role for him. And to be fair with you, I've said this yesterday, for all the talk where Arsenal's concerned, Jay, we can talk about Saka and Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri and Rice and Eze and this one and that one till we're blue in the face. I promise you, if Arsenal are to achieve anything this season, whether that's winning the Prem or the Champs or the FA Cup or the League Cup, I'm not saying these guys will score the winners and things like that, yeah, but the Merinos, the Kai Havertzes, them Bandulu players, they're the guys that in many ways make or break a season. There might be a game where we're coming back from a goal down with 10 minutes to go. Merino and Kai Havertz has nicked it. That's why you need a kind of squad. Sesko would have been scary for you lot. I'm glad you didn't get him. I'd have been happy with Sesko. I still think there's more to come with Gyökeres. Until I see Gyökeres miss consistent tappings, then yeah. I think Sesko would have been the same thing in an Arsenal shirt, if I'm completely honest with you. But the last 3 games, I would say, they're on Gyökeres. The reason you ain't scored is because of you. We can still feed you a lot more, still create a lot more. But yeah, the last 3 games, you've had opportunities, you're not bagged. Do you think selling Eddie was a bad decision? Eddie and Nketiah? No. No, one of the rare players we actually got a decent couple of quid for as well. Gyökeres freeing up Saka as well when he's on the pitch. He's too dangerous not to mark. I hear it, and you know what, Gyökeres, if that means Saka can benefit, then great. I'm all for that. What else have we got, man? Big up the comments, man. Make sure you're smashing like buttons and all those things. Whenever Gyökeres scores, I'm fully celebrating with him. It's been a while since I wanted a player to succeed so badly. Jerome, you get it. I want it to work for him. If it don't, like, I'm not gonna lie. If we're still saying this in May, I'm on buying another striker. That I'm not saying sell Gyökeres. Listen, there's a role for you. You can mix and blend. I don't know what that would mean for Merino and Kai Havertz up front, but just bring me another striker. But I'm not gonna write him off now. He's not gonna be the most prettiest. He's definitely ugly to watch. Just give him chances, put the ball in the back of the net. What I would say to Gyökeres, general play, link up play. I think you're doing all you can. You fit in. I need you to take your chances. Pardon me. I need you to take your chances. I need your head not to drop. Not that I think you do, but don't listen to external noise and all of those things. But the one thing I think you need to do, watch Diego Costa. I think you're too nice. I think you've got the strength and you give as good as you get, but I think you're too nice. I think there's a beast there. Diego Costa, Alan Shearer, just how they maneuver, pulling centre backs, just do that kind of stuff, man. If I'm completely honest, Saka's played 200 games now, so see how fast it goes, man. I was fooled by all the comps of Gyökeres scoring in Portugal, watched him pre-season for you lot and realised he was dead. Writing off someone in pre-season is crazy works, but, you know, give it a month and we'll see that. I should even screenshot that. As a rival, Omri was the coldest to debate. Bergkamp right next to him, though. Bergkamp is Bergkamp, innit? Like, if you know football, you love Dennis Bergkamp. And again, that's why, going back to that question, like, it's very difficult for someone to ask me historically who's your favourite Arsenal player. I've probably got about, like, if you really ask me, like 5 in particular. But if I had to, some in it. Like, DG's favorite player, Salah. Brother, big up Salah, but come on, mate. It's not football. Appreciate you, SJ. As the man has said, let's get the likes up. Gyökeres was never meant to be this silly baller we brought him to be, battering ram. I think we could hit him like when we're transitioning a lot quicker, but at the end of the day, like, these were all the things we're seeing play out. These were things that were going to happen regardless of any forward we've got, man. We're going to get into social media in just a sec, man. Just because Merino scores for Spain doesn't mean you drop Vinicius. Victor Gyökeres. Spain's squad is different to Arsenal's playing wise, and it may favour Merino. I agree. But as I said, I'm just asking you a lot of questions. I'm seeing Gyökeres having 2 to 3 defenders on him all the time. I hear that, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong. We all know being a striker in today's day and age, it's not that it's dead, but it's dead. Like like you look at the front three of most teams, yeah, it's my man right wing, my man left wing, or inside forward. They get the most joy. Strikers, you got to drop deep, you got to work the channels, you got to be a battering ram, you got to occupy centre halves, and then you've got to get on the end of opportunity. You got to drop deep. How many attacking moves? Yeah, credit to Gyökeres, he's been involved in the build up to it, but you want him on the end of it. So it's almost an impossible job. But at the same time, brother, you play for Arsenal, that's gonna happen. Like, Saka gets double marked against, still found a way in the last few years. And you know what? If they're double teaming Gyökeres and other players can take advantage, then great. But I just feel, even though that stuff is prevalent and relevant, once you start going down that road, yeah, it becomes a bit scary. I look at that in the same way when man are talking about Martinelli needs this centre mid and that left winger and Odegaard. When you're not doing the creative stuff, you press well and all of those kind of things. Like, we brought Gyökeres to score goals. We didn't necessarily get him for general play. And if it's just a general play thing, you fit in. But then there's nothing that separates you. MERINO can do that general play stuff. Jesus can do it. Kai can do it. Obviously, all in their own way. It's just chances now, man. And if we play in the attacking sense how we've played in the last 3 games, Newcastle, Olympiacos, West Ham, I've got no doubts that he's going to eat. But he needs to take his chances, man. Fave Arsenal player from the squad. I'm tempted to say Eze. Big up Eze, but he's just arrived, man. But Timber is a bad man. I love Saka. He's developing a nasty streak. Rice is just mustard. It's too hard to pick. Very hard to pick, man. Gyökeres is my striker, to be clear. I fully back him. Got no choice but to back him, man. Gyökeres and Isaac not playing at the World Cup. Mathematically, they can still qualify, but boy, it looks dark. It looks dark for Sweden. They've even sacked their gaffer, man. If I'm honest, I don't know, man. Styles make fights. In this case, matches, MERINO could start as a 9 against Liverpool and City. I wouldn't be against that. And Gyökeres plays the 9, the lesser games, no offense. I hear it, but I kind of just want him to play in all games. I hear it. I kind of want that stuff as a plan B. Big up the Americans. Farhan, appreciate you. Shout out the US, man. Speaking of America, has anybody seen? I'm sending 1 second. Let's send the shirt search button. I am sending a distress and an SOS call. Liverpool started this season greatly. They beat my team, scoring a fantastic free kick by Szoboszlai. The last 3 games in all comps have not been kind to Liverpool. And there's one of my mods, a member that's part of this family, named Marcel, who supports Liverpool. Since that period, Marcel has not been located. So if you've seen him, please tell him to shut his fucking mouth, mate. But no, on a serious note, if you have seen him, we're getting a bit worried now. What's the time in America? It's probably morning. He's probably not even finished his down in his Jack Daniels whiskey or something of that ilk. So yeah, big him up. But has anybody seen him? I don't know, people. Smash the likes. It's free. The best things in life are free, man. So yeah, Marcel's still gone. What do you rate of Skelly's performance this season? I mean, he hasn't really been exposed to any opportunities, really. I think he's done well for England. I think he done well against Olympiacos when he started. Other than that, I got a lot of time. Got a lot of time for him. I'm running agendas. I'd be happy for Gyökeres to stat pad against the smaller teams. I wouldn't mind that at all, but I just want to see a striker, man. I just want to see a striker. I like somebody said, I think Sean said it. There's games where, yeah, cool, MERINO can start, but I don't really want to do all of that kind of things, if I'm honest with you. MERINO has this tunnel vision and luck factor in big games, and it's becoming a low-key tendency. I mean, MERINO, box crashing, instinctive finishing, how to take chances in the box. He's probably the best in our team. I would say him in the box. I like him because he knows when to take it first time. There's some good finishes, like actually, low-key finish. The one against Real Madrid where he's kind of like, it's not behind him, but he kind of has to like guide the movement with it. Like, did he score twice against Madrid? I don't know, but either way, he bagged. I think it was an instinctive finish. Him, Trossard, Wanyeri, by default, Gyökeres, and by default, Saka, because he's done it. They're probably the ones I'm most confident about in the box. And I must admit, though, man, I do like MERINO. When MERINO scores, I don't know, it just feels different, man. I'm always happy when anyone at Arsenal scores, but I would say when MERINO, like somebody said, he's got a tendency to get big goals. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels like there's something different when Gabriel Magalhaes bags. If Arteta doesn't get Gyökeres firing come the business end of the season, we might as well write off the season. We didn't win the league with Havertz or MERINO up front last year. It's true. And to be fair, Gyökeres has to figure it out for himself. But Whatever we say about Gyökeres, if you've bagged in Portugal, you've bagged for your country, you bagged for Coventry, you come here where, yeah, the last 3 games step in the right direction, but that's been a big question mark about not just getting a striker, but chance creation, chance conversion, attacking football. Then, yeah, it's question marks of Arteta. But, yeah, man, he needs to get it right, man. He needs to get it right. The man's 27. MERINO is what Arteta would call a finisher. Big up Arteta, because no matter how much you call it impactors and finishers and that, it's still subs, man. Bro, when we're running this 5-a-side, I know you're on it, but these men are waffling. I need some friends, man. We need some friends. Need some friends, lad. Can't do it alone. Can't do it alone. We need, assuming Jerome's there, that's 8 more names. 8 more names. And we need 2 goalies. Big up the Americans. 9 a.m. on the east side. Come on, Chris. Shout out yourself, man. Gyökeres needs to be playing 90% of these games. I hear it. I hope so. But, boy, you know what? The collective comes first, man. I just want to win titles, man. And if Gyökeres gets 10 goals, 15 goals, and they're match-winning goals and goals in vital moments, who really cares? But at the same time, we do need a bit more. Just because I'm quite tired of YouTube, if I'm honest with you, and the rage bait and the nonsense. We're making this subscriber only, man. If nothing more, we'll develop a community. But yeah, the first stop I want to go with, people, I actually want to look through Twitter and see these, what do you call it? Like hot takes kind of thing. So let's start. Let's zoom in a bit, assuming everybody can see all well and safe. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's see this first hot take. What's your Arsenal hot take? Shout out Touchline Gunners. They do great content. Go give them a follow. Leno was better for us than Raya has been. I promise you I didn't read that. But before I bring this back on screen, you heard right. Leno has been better for us than Raya has been. Really? 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 Would you lot make of that? Once again, Leno, I need to see you, bro. Who is saying this? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Man taking selfies in the gym. You can't take this, not serious dons. But anyways, Leno was better for us than Raya has been. Xhaka and Martinelli are some of the worst players to wear the shirt. You don't have to like Xhaka or Martinelli. We could probably list 100 players that have been worse. Declan Rice better signing than Alexis and Ozil. I don't know about that, but he's up there. Kai Havertz, our best striker, the Emirates era. Everyone's allowed an opinion, I guess. What have we made of that? Let me go to view post engagements. Let's see what other things I've got. Arsenal fans online treat Odegaard horribly. Even rival fans rate him more than our fans. Somewhat agree. What's this Mamba make Arsenal black again? Started off as a Shatru. You can't say that. It's no surprise. Arsenal are better when we got the geezers, the pub dons, the lads, and when we got the mandem. Like, that's when we get better. But I don't know about that. What's this guy said here? Because we don't win trophies, we have to hype up and exaggerate irrelevant things and bad players. What are you lot saying to that? Arteta has wasted the potential of more players than he's maximized. Cap. I call cap. I call cap. Not true. And I'm not here to defend Mikel Arteta, but if anything, he's not only maximized Gabriel Magalhaes. I've always been Gabriel. I'm not going to... Everyone knows I've always been frontline Gabriel Magalhaes. Did I ever think he'd be one of the best centre-halves in the world, potentially one of the best, or have a case to do that and everything else? Probably not. Thought he'd be very good, and there's like the end of the tunnel. But you could argue he's got a bit more out of him. Nobody wanted Ramsdale. Oh, back-to-back relegations. Got a tune out of him. Not that everybody thought Raya was dead, but got a tune out of Raya. Like, got Raya in best goalkeepers in the league and best in the world shouts. Odegaard signed for 30 million. It's not Arteta's fault Odegaard's been stinky, but in terms of just being something more than a wonder kid, Odegaard in the game is, as under Arteta, is kind of solidified his name, give or take, with that loan spell at Sociedad. So that's wrong. Obviously, Benjamin White, 1 Premier League season under his belt, doing kind of his thing. You know, he's got Saliba as well. Yeah, the talent's there, but he's maximized that, and it's even going to greater levels. So we're chatting a bit of shit here, aren't we? Really, Donny's chatting shit. Martinelli has had his goal scoring season under Arteta, so that's cap. Really, like, who else? If anything, you're nitpicking at players that maybe, you know, like the Pepes and things like that. Like, why is he not playing him? It's not correct, man. What else have we got here? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is by far the most underrated Arsenal player in the Emirates era. Anytime he played, he was getting 7 out of 10 at least. But that, bro, don't ever in your life, you're getting blocked. Don't ever call Arsene Wenger a bastard, bro. Yeah, your parents married before you call people bastards, you dickhead. Get the hell out of here, bro. Get the hell out of here. Koscielny was crap. In hindsight, I agree with that. Alexis Defo weren't overrated. Sagna and Monreal were class. I agree with that. Saka will be the club's greatest player when it's all said and done. I hope so, but boy, there's Tony Adams, there's Henry, there's big dogs that you got to do stuff to be in and around that kind of stuff. Arsenal will dominate the next 5 years. I disagree. I think we are setting up to be fighting for trophies, but domination for me is having the league in a chokehold. What you've, early days not even early days in my life, and with Man United, Man United Fergie era, Manchester City at this up until the last few years. I don't think we're gonna I hope we do that. I think we could be up there. I don't think domination is gonna be a thing. That doesn't mean in the next 5 years we couldn't win a bit of silverware every year. Arsenal win the Premier League and Champions League double in the next 3 years. I hope so. An Arsenal player will win the Ballon d'Or in that time span. I hope so. Is this Is this hot takes or is this projection? The Cesc Fabregas, Nasri, Rosicky era was the most technically gifted midfield we've ever had, but couldn't dominate because we lacked defensive spine. Yeah, I don't know about the most technically gifted, but yeah. Lokonga is a very talented player, but he arrived at Arsenal just too early. Probably. Peak party started this whole title challenge stuff off. I mean, anyone that was part of us in that first year, by default, we're winning the champs this season. Please. Saliba and Gabriel is already our best ever centre-half pair. A title puts them in the conversation for best ever in PL history. Not the worst take. Saka becomes our biggest ever legend if we go on a trophy run. I don't know about that. Saka PL puts him above everybody not called Omri, Bergkamp, Vieira, or Adams. Throw Righty in there and it's calm. I don't want to say it, but in terms of overall squad quality, I do think this is the strongest Arsenal have been of the 21st century. Don't know enough about before that. And I don't think it'll be acknowledged unless they actually win the title. Might not be a hot take. Yeah, I agree with that. That's not a hot take. The Rosicky versus Sunderland goal was much better than Wilshere versus Norwich. I disagree. Reece Nelson, given the game time, love, faith from the manager, would be our best left wing. Oh, fuck off, man. Fuck off, man. For what? Because we're flipping YouTube videos. For what? The guy couldn't stay fit. Made his debut under Wenger. Wenger, Emre, Arteta all bust you. Why are you bust? Fuck off, man. Get out of here. I'd love for that to be a case, but God, dead. Maybe if David Bentley could behave himself, he would have went down in higher regard. What the hell? If Sancho, fought with some common sense and not his really, he wouldn't be getting drawn out on the internet. The fuck? What? That's a hot take. I've got a few. When it's all said and done, Saka will become Arsenal's biggest legend. Arteta starting Holding is the worst decision of his tenure. Worse than starting Terrera at 10. He was bugging with that. Koscielny is the most overrated centre-back that's been at this club. I agree with that in hindsight, I do agree with that. I've changed my opinion on Koscielny. Aaron Ramsey, biggest midfield legend of the Emirates era. It's hard to disagree. Alexis Sanchez is the best player of the Emirates era. Not going to disagree with that. 3 titles in 22 years for Arsene Wenger and no Champions League is incredibly. Get the fuck out of here, man. You can never. Hey, brother, you see why I got shaking your hairline, blood? Dickhead, bro. Don't ever. Yeah, Wenger should have won more, but what we're never going to do is talk down Arsene Wenger. There's no Mikel Arteta, no Pep Guardiola, no Jurgen Klopp, no Jose Mourinho, no foreign managers to ever come and do this thing if Wenger doesn't walk through the British shores. Let's not do that. And yes, Arsene Wenger is, to be honest, there's probably some section of Arsenal fans that grew up believing Arsenal was named after Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger is synonymous with Arsenal. He's a big football legend. Forget Arsenal for a sec. You know what Wenger's done to this game. All this sports science and all this stuff that's cool now. He's the first guy that brought this shit in. Don't take the piss. Of course, winning means a lot. Do not take the piss. And don't forget about the Invincibles thing. Dickhead. Don't ever criticize my white granddad. The hell are you talking about? He had his issues. What? Ungrateful cunts. Like we're not spending 105 million on Declan Rice and Mikel Arteta is getting to make experiments like 65 for Kai and however much of Mikel Merino because of Arsene Wenger. And big up David Dean. Arsene Wenger's blood, sweat and tears to pay off that fucking stadium. and pay off that academy. That's got this man that we're all waxing lyrical about, Bukayo Saka, and there's Max Dowman, and there's Ethan Wanyeri, and we've seen Joe Willock and all these guys come through. And before this stream's probably done, there's some 12-year-old that in the next few years we're going to be waffling about. Don't take the piss. Ungrateful sods. Ungrateful sods. Wenger, and as much as that, he's larger than life as well. You know much his opinions on philosophy, everything. There's a lot of lessons you can learn from Wenger, like overstaying your welcome. Don't annoy me. Don't annoy me. Don't do that. Don't do that. I need to stop watching this for a sec, people. What are you lot saying? Most technically gifted midfield is Ozil, Santi, Wilshere, Ramsey, Rosicky, Arteta. Arteta was techie, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's smelly. You can't be putting Arteta's name with most technically gifted, and I don't want to praise him, but I don't see Sammy and Nasri. And fuck it, Odegaard, bro. Odegaard's better in an Arsenal shirt, not what he was doing at Everton. In an Arsenal shirt, Eze's better technically than Arteta. I know Arteta scored 1-2 great goals, but he's better than him. Nasri as well. There's a long list before Arteta can get involved in that. These men have all this internet and they still talk West. I thought it'd be entertaining for you. Like, now I'm getting peed off with the Wenger stuff. Man said Oxlade-Chamberlain, like we were tired of him when he was here. Man had no position. Easier winger, easier midfielder. Man is talking right wing back when that never ever happened. Now, to be fair, towards the end he did. Can't this father Wenger chatting nonsense. Smash the likes, people. Deluded my brother. Big up, G. Appreciate you, man. Tony, appreciate you. Pardon me. You see the type of trash comments we read on Twitter, these man cussing out Papa Vane. And they were all bred as well. They were all bred. Oh, so this is a monologue. Brother, if you don't want to be here, cut. Arteta is easily net positive for developing players as we progressed as a team. I'm all for the truth, man. I'm actually all for the truth, man. Aren't we as people a bit too obsessed by football? Well, we love it, innit? And please don't ever insinuate racism, please. What are you talking about? I don't think this is the right channel for you still, you know. I think you need to fuck off. No worries about Gyökeres. He's doing the right thing, so that will lead to the chances then goals. I want it to bang for him, man. I want it to bang for him. MERINO is Scott McTominay, bro. Have you seen what Scott is cooking in Napoli? The Italian league is dodgy. I'm down for a five-a-side. Just let me know where. So we've got Jay. We've got Jay. He's there. So we got 3 names now. I can't lie, this is making my head hot, but let's continue, man. Imagine if Wenger had this squad or the billion war chest. I would rather Wenger have this squad than the war chest, because Wenger, he was on stacking notes and acting broke. Wenger, let's be real, like, I'm a fair man. Wenger's not smashing bread. I don't think Wenger is buying MERINO. I don't think he's buying Kai Havertz. I don't think you're spending 105 million on Declan Rice. I don't think you're sanctioning the Eze thing. So I'd rather Wenger with this squad than you've got the war chest. I don't think you want to spend peas like that. But it's interesting. Let's scroll further down. Ozil was unfairly criticised during his time at the club, and Arsenal failed him rather than the other way around. He should have retired a legend at Arsenal. Ooh. Yeah, I do think there was an element of scapegoating and it did turn toxic. I do think you need to, you know, them kind of players like Ozil, you might have one rule for the rest of the squad. You might allow him a bit, but I think he was a bit of a pussy, innit? Like, he needed the Wengers, or you needed that kind of favorite uncle energy from Wenger if you're Ozil, or you needed that tough love like Jose. You couldn't have it the other way around. I think with Ozil it's a bit like Pogba at Man United, in that you're just buying good players and think, you know what, you lot good players. You could score 1 million goals, 1 million assists, keep clean sheets, cure world hunger. Like, Ozil's like dessert, innit? Like, Ozil is, it's like if I'm building a house, like, Ozil's a flat screen TV or a Ring doorbell or something bougie. Like, you need to make sure that the stability's there, if I'm completely honest. So he should have retired a legend, but yeah, man. Also, we as a fan base have failed to uphold the legacy of Roberto Perez. Only Salah, Ronaldo, Giggs, Becks have had more impact in the EPL than Perez. You know what? I agree, man. I agree. Jack Wilshere at his best is the best midfielder England have produced since Stevie G. Silent retweet. Skelly is our best left back. I don't mind that. You lot know me. I love Miles Lewis Skelly. I'm a big fan of Calafiori. Like what Hincapié could be. I don't really care who plays left back for us. You're all lit in it. Ramsey is as big of an Arsenal legend as Ozil. Ozil's not an Arsenal legend. Ramsey, I don't know. For me, you're not Arsenal legend, but you are. I can't say a man that's, been as long as you have, won the FA Cup for us, done what you're doing. I can't say you're not a legend, but for me, you're more of a cult hero, if that makes sense. In the next 5 to 8 years, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Raya, Saka will all comfortably be in our all-time 11. I hope so. We'll win the Champions League within the next 2 years. I hope so. 2019, Aubameyang would push near 40 goals, all comps in this team. I agree. Our best ever kit is this one. Terrible. That's the worst shout. Nah. Arsenal will go undefeated one season and crown another set of invincibles within the next 5 years. Yeah, I can't say he's not a club legend, but he's more of a cult hero for me. Like, I can't say if someone says Ramsey's a legend, like, you've done legendary stuff in it, but a cult hero, man. Well, you're in the club, but you ain't got the same access. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, you was clutch for us. You done mad stuff in finals for us. I just feel, including myself, we look at Ramsey with rose tints because you didn't Ramsey across the season was incredibly inconsistent, in my humble opinion. But that shouldn't take away. Every player's got something in it, I guess. I don't think I'll be doing this on the channel again, but it's too rattling. Reece fans are the best. In 2025, man, I guess not Reece Nelson. Damn. Farhan, appreciate you for the super chat. The RB was a good player, but because of injury, I assume you mean he didn't fulfill his potential and that. You know what? And this is why I don't argue on social media, because these are some of the people you don't argue with opinions like this. Odegaard has had the most important on-pitch role at the club since Arteta joined. He's also the hardest to replicate due to the sheer number of things asked from him on the pitch. Somewhat agree, but then I also disagree with, because in terms of all that, maybe not technical ability, but all the off the ball stuff, Kai Havertz can do it. Like, MERINO can do it in that role. That's demanded of them. So yeah, let Timber get a prem and he's comfortably in the all-time Arsenal starting 11. He's that good. What if I think he's there already? I know trophies, but if we're being honest, boy, if we win the Champions League, the GOAT conversation needs revisiting for both players and the manager. Nah, G. Saka, Rice, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba are potential Prem all-timers under an elite manager. Giroud is still the best 9 we've brought since RVP. Don't know about that. Game for my life, 2023-24 beats the 03-04 team. Nah, G. Gyökeres is our third best striker. Martinelli's the best striker at the club. Pardon me. Saka PL or Champions League makes him the best player in the Emirates era. Wenger misused Oxford most of his Arsenal career. Arsenal shouldn't have sold Gnabry. I agree with that. You know what? I'll be real. I think Saka's already top 3 Emirates era players I've seen. Alexis Souls were there by default. I know Henry's technically played for us at the Emirates, but it doesn't count, people. Let's be real. It doesn't really count. We're going to win the league this season comfortably as well. I hope so. 07-08 season was the most entertaining football the Emirates has seen. Wenger's last season with a good squad. Dalman is Arsenal's second best right winger. I agree. Koscielny is the poster boy of Wenger's Emirates era. Weak, spineless bottle jobs. I hear that. Alex Song without those clip passes to RVP is Sambi Lukonga. Shoot me. Alex Song, bare sick assists. But I agree. I don't know why Arsenal fans rate him mad high. Mad high. Ridiculously high. He was shit. Vieira's second after Henry all time. I hear that. Once Mikel wins a title, hopefully this season, he'll move on by 2030 to Barca. Okay. Health and complacency are Arsenal's biggest obstacles this season. Granit Xhaka had one good consistent season out of 7. You don't act like he was in a legendary martyr, a smoking high grade. Arsenal fans who treat Xhaka like he was some legend start supporting Arsenal in the 2022-23 season. If we never signed Vieira, we would have 0 PL titles. We deserve the 2024-25 champs more than the 2022-23 PL. Nah. Can't get behind that. David Luiz and Jorginho are both fantastic signings. I'd use another word instead of fantastic, but yeah. What? Aubameyang cost more. I was at this game. This was at Wembley, innit? When Aubameyang missed that penalty, North London derby. Aubameyang cost more points and games with his missed chances than Mustafi did with his calamitous defending. 2 dreadful players, but one is held as some sort of legend. Bins, you need to get in the bin, bro. You need to get in the bin. William Saliba has peaked higher than 95% of Prem centre backs. Ramsey will share. Pepe was never as bad as people made out. Henry set the club back 2 decades on the 17th of the 5th, 2006. Shut up, man. Like he didn't drag us there. Arteta treated Mesut like shit. It didn't need to go that far. Even if Mesut's time was up, should have let him play still here and there and then respectfully let him leave. The whole freezing out bollocks. But then again, it was probably boss calls from KSE. We are 1 league title away from starting a dynasty where we dominate England. I'd love to see it. Laka was a bum. Rambo will share. If Aubameyang wasn't cup tied for the Europa League 2018, we win it hands down. I never rated Rosicky. Bro. Wenger peaked in 2008, kept keeping past 011, ruined our club and set us back. Odegaard is not as important to the team as he used to be. Don't agree with that. Koscielny is overrated. Rice hasn't had a season as good as Odegaard 2022 or 23-24 yet. Complete bullshit. I'm actually so happy Arteta loaned out Saliba. I hear it. Listen, I think Saliba could have played when it was bummy, but I also hear the logic in, yeah, get out of this scenario. Go develop without pressure. I'm cool with, I saw the logic then. I see it now. I'm cool with that. And whatever we did around William Saliba, it's worked. The guy's here. It's all working. No issues there. Odegaard is the main player of Arsenal. That might be the issue. Declan Rice wasn't just a record signing. It was the moment Arsenal stopped being a project and started being a superpower. I hear that. Is that it? There's nothing else. Okay, what's this? Arsenal's current back line as a unit is the best unit we've had this century. Saka is the best right winger we've ever had, but we'll take trophies for others to admit it. If Mikel ever touches the Champions League with us, he'll be forever golden as an Arsenal manager. Tomiyasu was an 80 million fullback, if not for injuries. Can play both left back and right back. Would even start as a centre back for every club in the league not named Arsenal. Liverpool is great at passing with both feet. One of the best 1v1 defenders Arsenal have ever had. Shame about the injuries. Overdoing it, but I hear it. MERINO is a better striker than Gyökeres. Aaron Ramsey wasn't as good as people make out. We don't have an Emirates era legend. We have a few players in our current squad who could have become legends if they win big trophies with us, but all our current legends played at Highbury. I don't think Vieira was given enough opportunity or time at Arsenal. If he didn't go out on loan last season, I feel like he could have made a significant impact, especially since Odegaard was injured. Guendouzi would have been top 10 midfielders in the world with better attitude. Whoever is the man to take us to the champs and our next title will go down as a top 5 Arsenal player ever. I think it'll be Saka or Rice. Koscielny was overrated and nowhere near a legend. Bro, anyone that... In what world is Koscielny Arsenal legend? In what world is Koscielny Arsenal legend? Nowhere near it. Aaron Ramsey easily gets into the current midfield. Let's not disrespect Ramsey. Where? Because you're not playing as an 8. You got to be playing in that Odegaard role. You're not playing that. I'm not dropping Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's not getting involved, not getting ahead of Rice or Zubimendi. I know that much. Koscielny's a pagan, more like pussy. If we had a 22-year-old Ramsey right now, we would be laughing. No, it's not overdoing it. Look how long he's been out. DG, who are you referring to? What Arteta did with Saliba is what he's doing with Ethan, but our fan base is not ready to hear it. Now Arsenal is on the cusp of a dynasty, but things aren't guaranteed in football. This ain't basketball, but the pieces are there for a dynasty. Pick up yourself, Manny. And if you ain't hit the subscribe button, what you doing? Impossible to cost more points than Mustafi. And even if he did, not only is that bullshit, yeah, I will never, ever, as a person, respect you, Koscielny. As a footballer, I can't respect you. We're in a final. I'll never let that die. We're in a final. Sergio, you've been caught out on your halfway line. Sergio Aguero, that probably gives everybody nightmares if you're not City, is running down on your goal. Rather than even in vain trying to pursue him and stop him, you're still at the halfway line. Bearing in mind, plays progress. Oh, ref, stinky individual. I remember when Wenger sold him to Barca and everyone was up in arms like he was P4. Song only gets glazed because of those Robin Van Persie moments for sure. And I'm sure he's actually the one that set up Henry's goal in his return. The bar is low in the Emirates era. People should understand that fact first. That's why a man like Saliba and Saka are wearing the designated shoes easily. Bro, Song was meaty, bro. Song was meaty. Wenger's 08 squad was his best team. Extremely unlucky not to win the league and Champions League that year. My unpopular opinion, The worst thing Arsene, in fact, I can't be on screen standing Arsene Wenger, but the worst thing you've ever done, yeah, as Arsenal manager, and I'm sure you'd say you made mistakes. It was getting William Gallas and giving William Gallas the number 10. That let me know that my granddad is starting to smoke crack. Gallas is a worse centre back than Mustafi. I'm fair. Like Mustafi, I can't respect it. I can't respect what you done in that final, but I can respect your integrity. You were shit, but your heart was in the right place. William Gallas was an absolute virus on this football club. The worst centre back. I don't care about his ability. Absolute coward. Sitting on the halfway line, digging out your teammates. Got a Mohican as a 30-year-old man, let alone a relaxed Mohican as well. Suck your mum, William Gallas, man. Dickhead. I hate William Gallas from a football perspective more than I could ever hate Ashley Cole. More than I could ever hate all of them guys, bro. Fuck you for life, William Gallas. Like you, I hate you. I hate you as a footballer. I hate you. Madueke Javinho 2.0. He's better than Javinho. And this is, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, big up Gyökeres, but people need to stop doing this, man. Like, oh, it took Henry and Bergkamp a while. Okay, it's true, and there's logic in that, but this brother will not be like them. And if anything, indirectly, it's more pressure. Don't fuck all of that. Gyökeres is doing okay. He needs to do a lot better. If it doesn't work, it's dark and it's peak because he's 27. He's clearly ugly to watch, but there's something in him. I need him to be a bit more of a bastard. And whether he works for Arsenal Football Club or not, that man did everything he could to sign for this football club, so he needs a chance. And some of us, there's some sections of this Arsenal fan base that, quite frankly, need to pull their knickers up and stop being little pussies. The man has signed. I know you fancy Sesko. He don't play for us. Move on. Jarring. Odegaard is easily the worst player in our full strength 11. Absolutely nothing special about him and was sold by Real Madrid for a reason. When it's all said and done, Saka will go down as a top 5 Arsenal player of all time. Arteta will surpass Wenger's achievements for the club and will be seen as a great... There is nothing Arteta can do and he will be held in higher regards than Wenger. He could win 10 Champions... I'm exaggerating, and even me, I'm doing a bit too much. You could win 10 Champions League, 10 Premier Leagues. You never, because you're enjoying the fruits of his labor. Allow it. Please, allow it. If you win champs, that is a conversation that's going to be said, but dead. Lucas Perez was not underrated. He was crap. Fran Merida could have been a superstar if he stayed. Nah. What? Ben White, Wanyeri, Raya should be sold. This has got to be a rival and a burner. Ben White is past it. Not good enough for our team. Wanyeri is great. We could get good money on him. I don't think we'll give him the game time for him to be great. Raya isn't good. Get a bigger... Man, get out of here. Well, Kashani was shit. Madueke on the left wing in games where we need to stretch the pitch, and MLS as an inverted left back is probably the way to play Rice and double 10s. Arsenal should take all the trophies campaigns seriously, even the League Cup, if only for the reason that players should be able to experience getting over the line. That's not a hot take. Gabriel will go down as an Adams-like figure if he wins the champs. Merino, Zubamendi, Rice midfield is not a defensive formation. It's not, but oh gosh. I've had enough of reading this shit. I can't lie, man. It's doing my head in. These Twitter fans are so neaky DG. Man said Fran Merida, bro. Arteta could do the treble 3 times and not be a bigger legend than Grandad. Trust me, he can't do anything. I'll keep it a buck. This group of players can only be club legends when they win majors. Trophies immortalize them. To be fair, that's what Saliba keeps saying. If he wins the champs and 1 or 2 leagues, it's a shout. No, it's not, bro. It's not a shout. It's not. I hear it, but it's not a shout. It's not a shout. It's not a shout. Because I'm not even trying to make this about Arteta. But if we're looking at Arteta and Wenger, the dynamics are different, bro. Arteta, you didn't have to grind to get this job. You got a fantastic job from the jump. You got bare authority from the jump. You got P's from the jump. You're getting more P's. You're ripping up contracts. You never had to do the player power thing and lose. You're enjoying the fruits of Wenger's labor. Indirectly, Wenger's the reason you're enjoying these Haaland talents. Wenger's the reason you're allowed to splash this money. Wenger's the reason we ain't like having to pay off stadiums. Forget all of that. Forget all of that. TT was 22 years old, guys. It was sensible to give him time. Gyökeres is 27, guys. He must bang now. It's an outing. Gallas was Arsenal captain and was caught smoking in the club. Absolute fool. Crazy. But Gallas, if you want to come on the channel, you're welcome. Yeah. If you want to come on the channel, you're welcome, you know. Still hate you, but views and that. Well, you can never boy Arsene Wenger. And Arteta. Listen, I'm not trying to rub out Arteta, but there's nothing Arteta will do that will transcend football. Wenger is an Arsenal legend, and you could argue an even bigger legend for football. Youth development, talent ID, giving people chances, fucking sports science, changing the game with the laws and that. Don't take the piss. Arteta will tell you that. I'm not even trying to draw out Arteta, but come on, man. Come on now. Let's be serious. Football Mirror Society. Wenger is a pioneer. Arteta is not in the same realm as that. Don't take the piss, please. It's not right, and it doesn't make sense. This is making my head hot. I can't look at this no more. So let's just look at other stuff. Mikel Merino is Spain's leading goal scorer in World Cup qualifiers. He's got 5 goals. He's got a hat-trick against Turkey, 2 against Bulgaria, and a hat-trick against Turkey. So, yeah, that's big him up. With his 6 goals, he has scored more goals in 2026 World Cup qualifying than Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, Robert Lewandowski, Højlund, Retigi, who Raya saved penalty. Was it last season or season before? Rafinha, Lautaro Martinez, Darwin Núñez, James Rodriguez, Mbuemo, and Mane. Well, you know what, Arteta, you're going to start him. I don't think you're going to start him up front, but you're definitely starting him against Fulham, innit? He was definitely there licking his lips and rubbing his hands together. So, yeah, and to be fair with you, I do think in the last 3 games, our players need to finish their dinner. They need to finish their dinner. So when you look off for your countries and scoring goals, I like to see it. Not including Max Dowman in that. Obviously, he's a young G, but nice to see him score for the under-19s. When Yeri got 2 assists for the England's under-21s. Eze scored for England. Trossard scored for Belgium. Martinelli scored in the 3-2 defeat by Japan for Brazil. Saka's got a goal and assist. And what a screamer his goal was. And Mikel Merino, double M, as we call him, living up to his name. He's now contributed to 40% of Spain's goals in UEFA World Cup qualifiers after adding another 2 goals to his tally. Bad boy. Bad boy. Decent squad player, man. Don't let them convince you he's not. Keyword squad. I think his manager has been speaking and he believes Mikel Merino is the complete player and on par with the likes of Rodri and Pedri. I hear it. You got to gas him. Bro, where's the time gone? Merino, 29. Okay. I hear it. You got to gas up your players, but yeah, man, I don't know about that. I don't know. He's an exceptionally complete player with great adaptability. There are a few players as versatile as him. I agree with the versatility comment, and it's a privilege to have him with us. He reads opponents and situations superbly. He's a fantastic footballer. On the same level as Pedri or Jarabal Rodri, we have an outstanding squad. Okay, so he's just gassing up the whole team. I hear it. Apparently, he insists it's not luck when it comes to his goals. It's not a coincidence, but you need a bit of luck to score. I've been wanting to improve this aspect of my game for years and also to be more decisive with assists. I mean, going back to what someone said about Arteta maximizing talents, Mikel Merino could be one to fill the agenda. Be more decisive with assists. I hope I can continue this streak. All teams are well prepared physically and technically. When you build up a group of players in a low block, it's always difficult. But the credit lies in the number of chances we've created and in controlling the game from start to finish. We have little time left, and the team knows that until everything is finished, nothing is certain. Now it's the time to focus on the club and keep this momentum going. Come on, Mikel Merino, 42%. It's been rough for Isaac and Gyökeres, though. For club and country, 14 games, 3 goals, 1 assist. 10 goals for Isaac, 1 goal, 1 assist. Darkness. Absolute darkness, but you can never style my striker. Soon, get your laughs in now. Because you see, once he starts scoring, and it starts this week against Fulham, you heard it here first. Arsenal are beating Fulham 3-1. This man is getting a brace. Clip it. Clip it. But yeah, you know what VG does. There's a reason he won that Puskas award. Do I care about this award? Only because Gyökeres is winning it. Am I shameless? 100%. Nations League's top goal scorer. Soon going to win the golden... Gyökeres, they don't know, you know. General play, he's playing in Tim's. Watch when he scores. North London derby, he's bagging. My assassin, doing what you need to do. You would have seen this yesterday, anyways. But going over it again, Semenyo does have a release clause in his Bournemouth contract. Talksport understands the exact terms of the clause are being kept under wraps. However, apparently Bournemouth value him at north of 75 million, folks. And he's already named Arsenal as his dream club, people, and said he grew up an Arsenal fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't conflict the two with my job. It's great to play against Arsenal, a team I've watched all my life, and I want to play for the top clubs as well. In order for that to happen, I need to prove it. Well, we made an approach. Arsenal made an approach for Semenyo, but took too long. TBR Football understands Arsenal made an approach for Semenyo to explore what it would take to sign the Ghana international, as did Chelsea. Apparently Spurs did as well. But the lack of further contact led the forward to stay at Bournemouth. And yeah, we spent 68 million on Eze and 64 on Gyökeres. Don't worry, Semenyo, man. We'll be back for you. Italy's media are all saying the same worrying thing about Calafiori. Apparently he's coming for criticism. What's happened there? Specifics. He's the one who gives our opponent their first big chance of the match when he's caught in a melee by Kalali. He's careless in covering his own area and fails to close down in a couple of situations on the runs of Galoff and Beribo, who shoot too easily. He almost scores in the final minutes. He got a 6 out of 10 from Sky Italia. Less brilliant than usual and even out of position on a couple of Israeli counterattacks in the first half. He always has elegance and a high head, but on this night, he doesn't produce any plays worthy of a red circle. Despite a short clearance from defense, he gets to the ball first and sets up Tonali for a shot. Only a little uncertainty in the first half when he lost an aerial duel with Kalali. After that, he performed well. He frequently advanced his position, even participating in the penalty shootout, and almost scored the third in injury time. I mean, if you do that for them, that's their business, really. We were linked with Bacola over the summer, and apparently PSG have been trying to get him to sign a new deal, but those talks are stalling, people. So the Bacolas, the Rafaeliaos, the Semenyos, the Rodrigos, be briefed that these names are going to still keep flowing and being linked with us. Not going to lie, did you not see that Nusa lad who we were previously linked with, who's rocked up at Leipzig now and plays for Norway? I can't lie, he might be the one, you know. I think he bagged over this international break as well, people. We know what Zubimendi does. You can see this wasn't meant to be read, but you can see I spend my days getting gassed off some of these articles, people. Arsenal and City position themselves to sign Mexican. Transfer games have started. Oh, everybody wants Gilberto Mora, who at 16, 17 is shining at the Under-20s World Cup for his country, Mexico. Apparently, he's got the same agent as Haaland as well. So, Arsenal and City are among the clubs chasing club Tijuana's Gilberto Mora. The 17-year-old came through the ranks of the Mexican club's academy and made his way into the first team in 2024. He played 41 matches so far, scoring 7 times and registering 2 assists. Mora has already made his debut for Mexico's senior team. Apparently, Arsenal, City, Barca, Real Madrid are all interested. As said, people, he's impressed at the Under-20s World Cup. Argentina did well, and they did knock them out. The team that impressed me the most probably would have been America. You know, they got a good little crop of players emerging. And you know what? If you're Moroccan or Moroccan fan or follower of that, Morocco's got a good team as well, really. I mean, Morocco always produce technically sound players, isn't it? Whether they're professional footballers or, well, I can't speak for anyone, but living in London, it's a melting point, isn't it? You got people from all over Europe and the West Indies and the Caribbean and Africa, including Morocco and Algeria. You're used to them, man, being skillers. So you get the point. The youngster is represented by Rafaela Pimenta, who has good ties with Barca president Laporta, as well as La Liga winners. Okay. Arsenal, City, Real Madrid have all positioned themselves to secure his services. He's also been tempted by the MLS, specifically into Miami. If Arsenal, City, or another team were to reach an agreement with Tijuana, the player won't be allowed to arrive in Europe until he turns 18 in October 2026. Mora won't make a decision on his future in the short term, and this favours Barca. They don't seem to be in a position to immediately battle with other clubs. So, talented young player, excelling on the world stage. All of Europe's elite's going to be linked. Apparently, Arteta has agreed to allow Gabriel Jesus to leave in January, according to the Brazilian media. He's still linked with Palmeiras. Apparently, he's to leave Arsenal but stay in Europe. But one topic that is always on the agenda of Brazilian football clubs is the possible return of Gabriel Jesus. But he's a player who's much more focused on staying in Europe rather than returning to Brazil. Just over a month ago, when Arsenal signed Gyökeres, the club sent a message to Gabriel Jesus' camp. There was a chance he could leave. Either make a sale or run the risk of him leaving for free in 2027. Both Arteta and Arsenal are open to a deal for Jesus in the next window. Fair play. Arsenal and Tottenham told to move on as advances rejected for Juventus talent. We tried to get Thuram in the last 6 months. Don't believe that. But yeah, advances have been rejected. We've also been linked with Yildiz, which is not going to happen unless you've got big money to spend. Can't see that happening, but boy, we'll have to see. Shout out Mikel Merino. I wonder what Kenny Ken's got to say about that. You know, I need you lot there at 4:15. We have to troll him about this. You're right. I think fans were expecting him to hit the ground running. That's the issue. Man's Rams is dying with all them tabs open. Hey, man, allow me, bro. Liverpool don't have the funds, and that would make Ikitike third string. The whole Gyökeres debate makes no sense. Big up the Gooner. If we win the league, he gets a medal just like Darwin Núñez did last season. If you're playing, you're making a difference, goals or not. Got to, but you know how it is, though, man. That's your problem. Is what we're all guilty of, innit? We're trying to have logical opinions. If Gyökeres don't score, we all know it's point scoring. He wears jeans. He's not good enough. Arsenal signed the flop. Ha 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 ha. That's what's gonna happen, man. Everyone hates Arteta's Arsenal. Neutral fans all loved Wenger's Arsenal. Wenger inspired an entire generation to be Arsenal fans globally. You're right, though, yeah. But the one thing I would say, which is a bit hypocritical, why did they all like Wenger's teams and why did they hate Arteta's? Everybody likes the person that's not a threat. Which, let's be honest, Emirates era, he wasn't a threat. Nobody liked the Invincibles under Wenger weren't liked. They weren't liked. They were not. Wenger weren't liked from the moment he signed, and Arsenal haven't been liked since George Graham. Like, so I agree with it. But the Emirates era, there's a reason. There's a reason they hate Arteta, and even we can look at Bernardo Silva now and forget Wenger and look at Arteta and the rise of our Arsenal under Arteta. We could look at Arteta's Arsenal. You know, remember when we weren't saying nothing? They were mocking us. Remember them games we would play City and we went from getting battered against City to still losing, but we was given as good as we got. There might be a little moment where, I don't know, like, I remember Tomiyasu made a mistake and De Bruyne scored, and that we do the whole, if that never happened, what could have happened? And Pep and his players be like, oh, Arsenal, a good team. Feels like just patting us on the head. You're a good boy. You're a good lad. Now, boy, they've been rattled. When we did, all they want to do is defend. What did you lot do at the Emirates? Everyone talks about Arsenal being good defending all the time, which Arsenal never stopped that because they buoyed us when we couldn't defend. Everyone talks about us sitting back and all these things. Last time I checked, they also say Arsenal have issues week in, week out, breaking down low blocks, mid blocks, all these things. So everyone's fucking defending against us then. So either everybody gets criticisms or no one's. This is why I tell you, Arsenal fans, yeah, stop listening. Don't even listen to certain Arsenal fans. We're never going to be judged fairly. Jarring. For those of us who are older, we experienced what Wenger did for this club. I remember the Invincibles applauded at Portsmouth Facts by their fans after beating them. Wenger made us iconic. Everyone's got to play their part. And I just hope that Arteta, you make your little history, achieve what you achieve. And when the time comes you do leave, just put us in a better position than the next one. That's what everyone should do, innit? You think we should let Kepa go to Como and Jan? Nope. Because then what are we going to do for backup goalies? I don't know, man. We've never won the champs, and it would mean Mikel will go down in the club's history as the first. It's true, but then if we're going to be silly, then is Di Matteo a bigger legend than Jose? Or Conte or Carlo or what? Well, not Carlo. There's another one I'm missing out at Chelsea. Then we could be very done with it. We could be very done with it. Man, not understand what Wenger done for football in general. Legacy is stamped. I used to think Arsenal was named after Grandad. Grandad changed English football. Without him, Arteta ain't got the platform. I'm not gonna lie, I've never thought that, you know. I've never been an idiot. That's one thing I've never thought. I've never thought Arsenal was named under Wenger. But Wenger if Wenger weren't Arsenal manager, I don't think I look at football the way I do. I don't think I love football at this purest level. I just love Arsene Wenger, like. Just love Arsene Wenger, man. Like, just love Arsene Wenger. The media hated us, but football fans, all loved Wenger's Arsenal because the way they played football, we were box office during peak Wenger, exactly. And even when we were shit, only Barcelona could say they played better football than us. But I just want to get over the line now because they hate us anyways. I want them, you know how they say our club is rubbish. We don't do nothing. Our managers this, that, the third. All they do is speak about us all day, you know. So that's cool. I personally think you can't hate us because if you did hate us, you would shout about it. But cool, if you don't want to shout about us and do engagement farming and we're keeping the lights on with all these media houses, let's give them something to hate on. Let's win something. We've all been there with Man United fans when they used to say that dumb stuff. Like in school, for example, John O'Shea is one of the best defenders in the world. Oh, he's won a title. I don't want to do that stupidness. Forget gassing up Timber, Rice, all of these guys, like the main ones. I want to be shameless about Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino, fuck it. These guys, Miles Lewis Skelly, he's definitely 30, but you get the point. I want to do some Kepa. I want to do some shameless stuff. Let's give them a reason to hate. You know how shameless people are? The Invincibles aren't that good. They had 12 draws. Okay. They still didn't lose a game. And even the logic, they can't be one of the best teams in England because they didn't win the champs. Okay, but they're in England, right? You're talking about their domestic performance and achievement. The fuck does a continental tournament have to do with it? You see, when you have to stop and sometimes think about what we're saying here, it don't make sense. Now, I know you're playing devil's advocate. You're definitely not. All my mods, they're verified. Liverpool don't have the funds. And, sorry, seen that already, my boy. Apologies. I think Semenyo goes Liverpool, man. I can just see it, man, because it doesn't make sense on the face of it, but it does because like Salah's probably got 2 years left. I don't know who plays right wing, but you could have Gakpo's probably in his mid-20s, Semenyo's mid-20s, Ikitike mid-20s, slightly younger. Is that mid-20s? You're set. I think Spurs will be the most aggressive. I think Chelsea, I could see you just immediately upgrading. I think it makes sense for us because I could see you play off the left. You can obviously play as a false nine and he can play off the right. He's versatile. He's 25. He's prem proven. The ball-footedness. Mainly as well, what attracts me to Semenyo is he's obviously got a long throw and he's good in the air, but Areola, like he micromanages, he gives them little tasks and their system is very intricate. And I think there are certain similarities between Arteta's Arsenal and Areola's Bournemouth. So that leads me to believe, like even more confirmation. And then obviously the bits that are relevant but not relevant, almost didn't make it as a footballer, like Eze, had a lot of failed trials in his life. Boyhood Arsenal fan, yada, 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 yada. It'd be poetic. Man. I don't want anyone, when we look talking about Wenger and Arteta, I don't want anyone to think that I'm boying Arteta. It's just Arteta will tell you himself, like, allow it. Bro, it's proper jarring, man. Back your players. I always say, I don't tell people how to support. Everybody do their thing, how they want to do it, yeah. But let me find the tweet. I tweeted this yesterday. I just had random thoughts. I kind of use Twitter as a journal, man. Make sure you're following on TikTok, on Twitter. Just type in Deluded, it'll come up. Where is it? And I hope you lot have taken in this video as well about Calafiori makes no sense. Support the vibes. What's that? Mikel Merino scored more goals yesterday than 270 million Isaac converts combined this season. That I never knew that. Where have I been? And Newcastle fans on Twitter are weird, man. 2 minutes into the England game, they certain man are drawing out Miles Lewis Skelly. We don't know you. Somebody tell Dan Burn to shut those Northerners up. Listen, big up Newcastle. We don't know you lot. There it is, yeah. I don't agree with this. And I don't agree with it for several reasons. Because I'm not perfect. Under Emre, I did have that little thought initially, like, what if we lose this closer to Emre going? But then you stop yourself in that split millisecond, like, right, what I'm saying is nonsense. Why do I want my team to lose? Plus, the man's still going to be here. Plus, yeah, he might get sacked, but my team's lost, so my head's going to be hot either way. I just find, and everyone's allowed their opinion. Everyone's allowed to support how they want. And everyone's allowed to criticize, whether we take it or not, how people go about their lives, even though I don't think you should watch stuff. I just believe wanting your team to lose and players to fail so you can be correct is crazy to me. You're not going to get your way for pro license. Just shut up and support, I guess, the team, but it says Arsenal there. That's just me, innit? I ain't got all the answers, people. Speaking of all the answers, Zubamendi video is to come out in about 3 hours, people. So go and take that in. 4:15, I've got Kenny Ken and DJB if DJB makes it back in time. And I've got a video coming out for you lot regarding Wanyeri, Eze, and Odegaard. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to pass some tests on YouTube before we bring it out. But editing is coming. So make sure notification bells. Yeah, serious stuff. Serious stuff. Always working for you lot. So yeah, make sure you're doing that. Bro, Gallas was a virus, bro. Fuck Gallas. Fuck William Gallas for life. Because I find it hard. Like, I find it hard to forgive when it comes to my football club. Like, listen, no, William Gallas. Like, no, you was a mercenary. Wenger, I'm vexed at you because this guy was a mercenary anyways. We saw how he carried on. Look at this prick. Sorry for the language. He's a prick. Come on, man. This ain't no way to behave as a captain. You're wearing my legend, Bergkamp's number. You're wearing this shirt that fans all over the world celebrate, that people have bled for this club throughout the whole entire history. You've got and you're the captain. And this is how you're behaving. Fuck off, man. Guy was a virus, man. Guy was a muppet. Absolute muppet. I don't know, you lot, please stop mentioning Gallas, man. Semenyo left wing for us would be crazy. Not gonna, bro. Imagine Semenyo. Obviously, there's other players, but Semenyo, Eze, Saka, Odegaard, Wanyeri, Gyökeres, just in terms of attacking lineups, it could be scary, but not for us. And obviously, only 11 players can start, or 4 attackers in the furthest 4 positions. So that means the finishers come and do their thing. So yeah, man. Yeah, young Ramsey was a problem running goals, tech flicks. There was a reason that era United wanted him. Even that when we got him, like, do you remember United announced Aaron Ramsey and we finessed him? Bring on Zubamendi when oppositions are tired of chasing shadows. Zubamendi's not getting benched for Ramsey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ramsey's more likely to take Odegaard's place or play in that role. He's not Zubamendi as an 8 or let's just say centre mid. Ramsey can't talk to him. I'm sorry. The only thing he's got is that goal scoring engine. And how many, if we're honest, how many good goal scoring seasons did Ramsey have? How many times did he actually score? Clutch, all of that. Get out of here, boy, man. He's not talking to Zubamendi at all. Adebayor was cold, and I know scouting's changed, but what we do for an Adebayor? Adebayo was better than Gyökeres. DG is Noni back in training. New saw Semenyo, what you saying? Oh, obviously I've seen more of Semenyo, but I think there's a player. I think there's a player. You know, I actually think there's a player there in Nusa worth the risk. Now my man's rocked up at Leipzig as well. How much is he gonna cost? Nusa. Because my heart is telling me Semenyo, so I'm gonna go with Nusa. Titles, man. It's gotta be, man. Ben not at his best, or you. Aye, Emmanuel, calm down. Calm down. You're doing your thing on YouTube. You're doing your thing on Twitch. The fame's getting to your head. Bentner's another one as well. My hot take. Arsenal fans are moist, man. What is this? That's another thing. Some Arsenal fans are in love with shit players, bro. Like, see the ghost. They're trying to take me out. They don't want me to tell the truth. Why is there this love affair with Bentner? It's worse. Alex Song as well, but I could understand that Alex Song. What did Bentner do? You lot forget when he's clear. There's been what North London derby, Barcelona, when I'm sure Van Persie and Adebayo, them man have scored. My man's on the line. He's blocked it. Bentner was shit. Absolutely shit. Wait, my word, I've had to suffer sometimes. Oh, man. He was absolutely pony. One thing I give you, Bentner, though, because this is what I mean, yeah, about mentality. There's some players that you can't get the ball off them in a phone box. You know, if they're so good on the ball, if they were to play in the snow, you wouldn't see footprints. Them, all those cliches, right? But they don't necessarily believe in themselves. And then you've got mediocre players who fucking believe they're the bee's knees. To a degree, you're probably better off being like that as a footballer, you know, because believing is half the job. So I will give Bentner that. Horrible, man. I mean, we used to do the videos with Mwamba. He said Bentner was, you know, quite a good lad and he was up for a good time, and that's a shout to him. But come on, man. I want better for my people. I don't rate him either, just to clarify. The man are going banned for Bando. Nah, Gyökeres better. Gyökeres better than him. Gyökeres better than him. Bentner can never rate you. DG, if you rest Gyökeres, would you play Martinelli in the 9? What if everyone's fit? Jesus. The thing is, too much has to change. A lot has to change to get the best out of Martinelli up. Like in this Arteta system, a lot has to change to get the best out of Martinelli through the middle. And I don't think Arteta's going to do that. Yeah, man. Lord Bentner, like, come on, forget it. There's people that love him and then slate Thierry Henry on social media. This is why Twitter is horrible, man. Twitter is horrible. Yeah. But I hear it, but it shouldn't be a joke. He's too shit to be making jokes. I'm projecting, but come on, he was crap. Like, who would I say is the crappiest player to have played for Arsenal in this Emirates era? I should do a video on that. To be fair, Bentner, you're in there. In fact, where's the tactics thing? Let me see if off my head. Do you want me to do a video on this, people? For the bench? Where's? Oh, sorry, my screen. I already know the goalie. Easy. Immediately, it's Runnison. Runnison's genuinely the worst. Genuinely, you're worse than Almunia, Spina, the list goes. You're actually the shit. Actually, shit. Dallas, you're even captain for this. You're definitely captain. Trying to think, man. There's so much going through my head. The random foreign players Wenger bought, the random academy players. Trying to think off the top of my head. I might be doing it dirty, yeah, and we didn't see you too much, but I remember they were gassing up that Randall kid that came through our academy. He was pony. Well, you could put Bishkov there. Left back. Sorry, Tavares, man. You was a good lad, but you were shit, man. And I said, I tried to urge us to run for the hills the minute you signed. Come on, the left back is talking about, like, you're giving an interview on Arsenal.com. Most defended, like, if it's a striker, I like to score goals. If it's a defender, I like clean sheets. He's talking about, I like to shoot with my left foot. I mean, my right foot. I don't want to hear that. Sylvester. To be fair, I feel safe for him, you know. Because we bought you when you're like 70 years of age, man. This is when Wenger started to do questionable things. I'm trying to think of out and out fullbacks, man. To be fair, Mustafi, you're gonna hold right back for now until we find another placeholder. You might catch life, maybe. Definitely Benno. Yeah, that is not how you spell. Anyone gonna help me? How you spell Benno? No one gonna help me spell Benno. Hey, big up the Gooner. Ben, no. You know what? You're not gonna have to help me, man. It's difficult. You don't put me on the spot. Eduardo, it's a shame he got injured. Bro. Yeah, I know the game's changed, but look at what we did. Like, we got Haleb from Belarus. I don't even know how football works over there. We got a Brazilian that plays for Croatia, playing in Croatia. He's a madman. Like, we need to start doing that kind of stuff. The players are there. Santos left back. Was Santos worse than Tavares though? Were they both shit? Cedric can hold right back. I can't lie, despise that, bro. Everyone, because everyone used to rate him for trying very hard. I can't lie. I don't remember the trying very hard thing, but anyone that rated him, that's crazy. Like, never rated him. Ooh, you know what? We're gonna allow Sylvester. We're gonna allow him because you was pensioner by the time you rocked up here. Pablo Maria, 100%. Because some of you said he was better than Gabriel Magalhaes. No, come on. He can't be your least favorite. Everybody has to hate Gallas. If you hate Gallas from a footballing point of view, please smash the like button and pick up you lot on Twitch. We have to hate him. No integrity. Kim Kelstrong, we signed him with a broken back. It's true, but didn't he score in I'm sure you scored in like the quarterfinals, the semi-finals at Wembley for us. So I'm gonna allow you. Well, we got 12 players here. We're even mad. Oh, somebody caught live. I just remember the name and they got away. You've got away. You've got away. You've actually got away. There you are. You was crap. You was meaty. I'm trying to think of all the cup games like who Wenger rocked up with. DG, what is the expectation from Eze and Wanyeri and Odegaard's absence? Do you see similarities between Grealish and Eze? Maybe because of that, the fact that they like to go to the left, and Wanyeri and a young David Silva, not peak David Silva, Declan and Yaya. In terms of driving forward with a ball, I see the Declan Rice and Yaya Toure angle, but he's not in the same hemisphere as Yaya. But he can watch videos to try and learn. You know, Wanyeri, you can't talk to David Silva, but Wanyeri should be studying how Odegaard plays off the ball in that role. And yeah, the David Silvas and all of those kind of players. And my expectation is that they take their chances, if I'm honest. The only, obviously, in terms of ability and what you want to traditionally see in that role, I've got no concerns. It's the other aspects. It's, you know, Arteta is making you press at certain moments. You got to stand here and do that and do all of these things, all the other non-traditional stuff. Got video coming out. It'll be out by Friday, actually. So notification bells. We're gonna touch on Eze and Wanyeri and Odegaard. I got you, man. I got you, Charles. I got you, man. Just make sure notification bells are on. Mustafi, Sylvester, Schillaci back free. Ooh. Nah. It's a bit deep to put Rob Holding or Callum Chambers there, innit? Kelstrong. You know what? You lot, I can't fight your case anymore, Kim Kallstrom. I think you lot are being very horrible, but he can scumbag his way in there. Couple positions left, folks. Justin Hoyt. Nah, we're not throwing Hoyt under the bus, man. We're not throwing Hoyt or Gavin Hoyt or Justin Hoyt under the bus, man. Especially Gavin, Carl. He done a video on his platform. Jeffers was worse than Bentner. He was. But Emirates, though, man. Santos for the Van Persie swap along. I hear it. Yeah, man. You lot are horrible. We should allow him. We should allow him, if I'm honest with you, man. Giroud. Oh, my God. Jenkinson. Yeah, Jenkinson was worse than Cedric. But he's an Arsenal fan. Nah, Jenkinson. I'm sorry, Jenkinson. I'm sorry. But you was meaty. Incredibly shit. Ridiculously shit. Mustafi isn't catching live. He is, because Gallas has to be. Gallas is going to be here. We're a democracy. It's now become the opposite of a democracy. It's a dictatorship now. For me, Gallas is there and Bentner's there. It's non-negotiable, people. They're there. I don't think Mustafi was worse than Pablo Maria. I can't lie to you, lot. We actually had a little unbeaten run with Mustafi at one point. They were both crap. Seeing these guys all in one team gives me the chills. I can't lie. Dennis Suarez was built like a paper bag. It was crazy. Denilson centre mid. Denilson, he weren't the worst though, man. Then Jenkinson was one of the worst fullbacks I've ever seen. To be fair, he was shitter than Tavares. I'll be real. Who's that? I'm trying to think. You know what? William would probably be in mine, just because, like, expectations adjusted, because I didn't want you, but, you're a Premier League player. And I also, a bit of a hypocrite, but I had no expectations of you. And you found a way to be worse. Oh, I can't lie. It's horrible. It is horrible, yeah. It's horrible. But Frimpong's got to be there. It's very horrible of us. Frimpong has to be there. Content creator Frimpong's done more than... Oh, big up you, Marquinhos. I'm sure... big up Amenya, because I'm sure it was Amenya. Like, I was on Twitter and I think he replied to something around Marquinhos when we signed him, and that's how I was aware of the highlights. I've never writ off a player in highlights. I was like, how do you look shit, mate? The one thing I give Marquinhos here, there was one game at under 21s level, Arsenal versus Man United. He played in it. I thought, oh, there might be something there. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, see, I'm not making this up. You know how stinky that compilation was? Chamat was worse than Bentner. Nah, man, Bentner was crap. Listen, dictatorship. Whoever made that cop must have been a hater. It must have been a hater, but I don't even think so. I think that was his good highlights. They got him that move. Edu must have pocketed that 3 million. I'd rather him come out and say that, because it makes sense. At least there's a method to a madness. I'd rather you say, you know what? I used to deal with his mum. I'm helping her, getting some peas. It's all calm. I'd rather that than if you sit there and tell me, oh, we actually scouted him. I'm looking at you very funny. Mustafi was shit, DG. He used to have so many brain farts when he played for us, then he tried to blame others. Now, Mustafi was crap, especially when he did the slide tackles. But in my heart, I'm always going to slander Gallas. So there's only one position. Do I think Mustafi was worse than Pablo Marie? I don't. I can't lie. They're both crap. I can't lie to you. I think they were both dead. But I can't sit here. And a bit of it is projecting, Marie. I'm sorry, but I've never... There's a shameless section of our fan base that will never admit it. You lot dead. I've been wrong about so much stuff. You lot tried to gaslight me into rating Pablo Marie for 1. Tried to gaslight me into rating him more than Gabriel Magalhaes for 2. Gassed up my man when he wasn't even being asked any questions. And come on, do you know how clocks he's really shit? Do you not remember when he let Lukaku breeze past him, which there's no shame in that? You know, my hair, but I hate defenders like that. I'm sorry. Projection. Roll a loud one. Sonogo. Nah, Bentner was worse than Sonogo, man. I've seen Sonogo. We done a thing with Sonogo. We done a thing. Big up you for helping us in the FA Cup. We did a thing with Sonogo. No, Bentner was rubbish, man. Bentner's there. Well, in fact, you know what? We might have to play a dodgy something. We might have to do something dodgy where you got 2 strikers in a winger type of thing, like I'm in Football Manager. Mustafi was worse than Gallas, and I can't stand that crybaby. Mustafi had a mistake in him every game. I'm sorry, Junior. But he weren't. I don't like Gallas. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and you're not going to have to forgive me, but am I shameless? Yeah, no, Mustafi was better than him. Mustafi World Cup winner. Mustafi was better than him. Mustafi had unique qualities. Gallas had none of them. Any worst 11 has to have Inassi, Miguel, and Scalacci. Oh, Scalacci. Yeah, you know what, Marie? You got away with murder, you know. Inassi Miguel was shit as well. Was he worse than Tavares, though? I don't know. You just used to get ripped. You might have been, you know. You might have been. You'd have saved there, babe. Pablo Marie, you got saved, man. You got saved. So there's only left wing. I would probably put William there, but I don't think William's the worst done. Sterling. You know, I'm not. He's Jamaican, bro. He's not getting done like that. Can't shame the shameless. Scalacci was horrible. We're not. It's Sterling. You can't say Sterling. You can't. How can you say Sterling? How? Is there any coincidence with Sam Raheem Sterling, Miles Lewis Skelly, and Wanyeri have had breakout seasons and we've got to the semi-finals? Am I shameless? 100%. Nah, we're not. I can't lie. Dictatorship now. We're not doing that to Sterling. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, we're not doing that to Sterling. We're not putting Sterling there. You look better think of her next name. We are not doing that to Raheem Sterling. Even if you ask me off the record, the thing might be different, but we are not doing that to Raheem Sterling. Javinho. I ain't even gonna do that to Javinho. Because I remember I was in Southgate once and this guy took a picture of me. Like, he's a cool guy. Like, I'm not doing that to Javinho. He was a man of the people. And to be fair, them man, they were bullying. I've never been angry when a player got subbed on until Sterling. Damn. DG, what team you making? Shittest teams we've seen in the Emirates era. I don't know how we got here, but we did. We're not doing that to Sterling. I wish we could put in more defenders. Might need 2 11s, mate. Might need 2. I remember seeing that comp and getting upset. How is that even possible? Put up the bench. Put up the bad players on the bench too. Kim, you're right, man. He low-key cooked that 1 Europa League day when the Queen died. True. Nah, Marquinhos was crap, man. Marquinhos was like, how do you go to Brazil and bring that back? And I know everyone makes mistakes, but you've got a scout, him, then it's not just one scout. 9 times out of 10, I found this player, I like him. Other people now go and watch him and they're like, oh yeah, no, he actually is a good player. So it's a group decision. There's an element of analysis. You're watching him for time. Money is transferred, millions of pounds, multi-millions of pounds. 3 million in football isn't mad, but 3 million pounds is mad. That is transferring at no point. Everyone's going, woof. What happened there? I need Arsenal to come out and say who was responsible for Runnison and him and Marquinhos. Because you have to be blind. A blind person could see that. That weren't the thing. Giroud, he was rubbish, but we allow him. William was there for a secret agent. But you know what? Wasn't it against Fulham where he got like 3 assists? I'll allow him. I've seen worse from worse players. So I'll allow him. Left wing is still up for grabs, though. I see Javinho. I think that's a cop-out, personally. I see the Sterling ones. I disagree. I don't know how you could have Sterling there. You could argue if Sterling, if Gyökeres had Sterling, yeah, it'd be better. If we kept Sterling, we'd be 10 points clear of the table right now, whether maths could happen or not. Arteta won't win the league because he got rid of Sterling. Will I sell dreams and talk absolute nonsense for Sterling? 100%. You can't shame the shameless. No subs, just play with 10 if there's an injury. Might even play better. 5-man bench, worst of the rest. You go to Brazil and cheap out. That's what Edu did. Yeah, but bro, there must be youths that don't cost a lot. There must be some random guy in the 2nd division favela league, respectfully, that's lit. You're just spending bullshit, Benayoun. I see what you did there. Purely on body of work, I'd argue Denilson over Calstrom. You know what? And we did, you're right, you know, because we did say it's unfair on Calstrom. So Denilson, you're in. Left wing, folks. We got our money back, but Edu deal and mates deal on the player that was on a free for fate relations. Lichtsteiner, the defender, Lichtsteiner was rubbish. Yeah, but it's like Sylvester. You know these guys are gonna be crap. Like it's like that boxer that beat up everyone in their prime. They're now 70 years of age. They're still fighting and they're just getting done up. Like He slightly has a point. Did Sterling ever have a game as good as Marquinhos? Yeah. What game was it? Sterling came off the bench and did well. I swear, Crystal Palace. Sterling was cold. Sterling's a better left winger than anybody at the club at the moment. Sterling, listen, he's gonna be playing at the World Cup. I'm running out of ammo, man. And how Wenger, and this is why Arteta, respectfully, you'll never chat to him because I know there's no achievement for this. Wenger had some shit players, was getting top 4 every year, was selling the 1-2 good players he had. Sometimes we'd have players that was worse, and we were still playing good football that was up there with Barcelona. I'm sorry, there's levels. Nah, David Luiz had mistakes, but he can't. David Luiz should be nowhere near Arsenal's Emirates Era Shit's 11. Nowhere near it. 200k William was on, used to hurt my eyes. Our club used to just give away money. Sterling had one good game, and that was against Preston. Is that not a professional football team? Is it not a cup game? Or it might have been Bolton. I also remember him having a terrible game in that. Lucas Perez. Oof. Go on then. Nah, I even think that's harsh on him, you know. He was rubbish, but there must have been worse. I feel like we were forgetting some random, like we've had some random kids. You know what? You don't want a big name there. I ain't giving up Sterling, but I'll give up William. We're not doing that. We're not doing that for Sterling. I'm sorry, people. We're not doing that. Big up man like Sideshow Bob. David Luiz always has my respect for what he did for the youngsters at the time. Trust. Vela, even though I liked him, nah, I don't think Vela was bad. I just never believed in his thing that you'd make it. Baptista, ooh, he was shit. Nah, I defended William. How? Sterling wasn't. You might call Sterling awful. Look how Kevin De Bruyne speaks about him. He's an England international, a multiple Premier League winner, you know, a wonder kid that fulfilled his potential, still in the game. At a big club like Chelsea, spent last season at Arsenal. These are facts. Premier League legend, Sterling. If there was one player I wanted it to work out for, Sterling, man, but you buy shit, you get shit, don't you? That's how the world works, typically. Nah, Batista was crap, but he did. Yeah, he did. You know what? He can escape that. Perez never got a good enough chance. True. If you want to be objective, I'm afraid Sterling is in. Williams got some moments. Sterling's got moments. I'm being objective. I didn't say I agree with you. I'm being objective. Sterling and William could be in there. I'm being objective, and I think it should be William now, Menyo. Stop trying to get down the Jamaicans. This guy has make sure. Listen, big up the Ghanaians. Ghana, make sure you never lack. And I don't want to hear about Moldova because that's what he does. He does the I know Moldova's craps. Make sure because we're reaching World Cup. Trust me, Jamaica's reaching World Cup. We're winning it. God, allow me, man. We need to roll. Please. Should not have lost to who we lost to recently. Like, we're fumbling, we're acting. We are absolutely acting. Gervinho. Santos left wing. I feel like we're missing players out. Like, I feel like we're missing bare names. What about that? What's his name again? Thomas Eastfield or something like that. I remember there's random guys. We had him, we had Bishkov. Slightly Craig Eastman could have been in this. Didn't want to give him a stray, but he could be. I should make an 11 of not dream sellers, but failed potential, you know, because then I probably would have had. I don't want to do it, but I said failed potential. Wilshere, you didn't hit all your potential. Emmanuel Thomas. Nelson. No. Yeah, Nelson. That's for another stream, man. Get off my screen. Man. I don't want to. It burns me, man. Jack Wilshere, man. I need to delete that. It's upsetting me. Jack Wilshere's my guy. Diaby. Injuries are so cruel, man. It's right though. Right wing's a techie, man. Nketiah, nah, man. Nketiah, if anything, is exceeding stuff. Wellington Silva done more for Arsenal than Sterling, and he didn't even get a permit. You're acting. I can't believe we lost to them, man. And back to top of the group. You know the vibes. This is what I'm saying. Shh. Emmanuel, shh. Where's Moldova? I swear Moldova, is that the country that I swear Jadon Sancho and Tammy Abraham, they were laughing on Arsenal.com playing that country. You lot had 70-year-olds playing in that. Goalkeepers in grey tracksuits. At least we look proper when we're playing ball. Moldova, like, man. Right, they have managed. You lost 11-1 to Norway. Drew with Estonia, lost to Romania. Oh, you lot got Italy next. Chiesa, Calafiori. Wait, what? Wait, that says it was 2 days ago. So what's happened? Why didn't you play that? 13th is the 15th now. Don't worry, man. No expiry date when I get back. Nelson is out here tricky with Sancho. They're getting tricked. Someone said, you know what, Rene Adelaide, that is a shout. Injury shagged him, man. I think he's had he's still kicking ball, but he's had like 2 ACLs now. Darkness. Absolute darkness, man. Horrible, man. So we'll share the RB Adelaide. Right wing. ACL shake Bellerin, they did. Bielik, they were gassing him. That Bielik cute. They were gassing him. Another centre half is required. Igor Stefanos. Horrible. Oh, yeah, the giant to our Bermuda. This is why I love being Jamaican, because everybody just hates. We're wavy. Absolutely wavy. Tomiyasu. Bit harsh to put Tommy there, man. Because if you just shut up and played wherever the gaffer needed you, Ainsley, you could have been lit. So you're getting slapped in there. We need a striker and a right winger. I want to put Bentley, Pennant, Jeffers. There was a stage when we tried to do the young English players, they were dead. Proper dead. We could go with Michi. I did have high hopes. Oh, names escape me now. I had high hopes for someone. I had high hopes for Willett. I just think you weren't strong enough. In fact, to be fair, it's hard to say this with Dan Crowley because Wenger just kept saying you're not strong enough and that, but they hyped you. So you're there. Jeffrey Adelaide, you're out there. Nelson definitely is there. We just need a striker now. No strikers. He's the only right option for striker. Who though? Bellerin won his harsh, was good for like 3 years. ACLs, absolutely. It's true. But he went out. Eduardo, yeah. It don't mean you're bad. You could have there could have been attitude problems. Guendouzi could have been there. There could have been attitude problems. You might not have got an opportunity. You might have just had rotten luck with injuries. It just is what it is, man. And where you look at them, you Wilshere, Diaby, Eduardo, you three absolutely robbed. And then we need another centre half as well, by the way, folks. There ain't one, is there? There ain't no really. You could say Tommy. Because you know what? We can say Tommy because you probably should still be here, but you just can't stay fit. You ain't even got a club now. Life is harsh. If we can go more back, 90s, Igor Stefanos, Francis Jeffers, KB Diarra, Richard Wright, also recently Senderos. You know what? We can't buy Senderos though. Can't buy him because I've seen. You know why Senderos? I won't draw you out. You stood firm at the San Siro and you stood firm at the Bernabeu. So it's cool. It's cool. Like, yeah, can't draw you out, man. You stood firm in the fields when you needed to be. When we needed people to stand up to be counted, Patino. I can't do Patino like that, man. Shout out to Tyrese John Jules, Patino, Brooke Norton Coffee, Amari Hutchison, Kyon Edwards, all of them. Like, I think I still got a playlist. When all them guys during lockdown will let me interview them, they're never getting slandered here. Not saying you're saying that. I still think about the Eduardo leg break that cost us the league. Horrible. Yeah, no, this is now injuries like robbed FC, if that makes sense. We're not, this ain't rugby FC, and we need a keeper. Should definitely not Renison. Goalie. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say Emmy Martinez, because I do wonder what it could have been if Arteta just allowed you for one more year when we won the FA Cup. It weren't meant to be. This is more meant to be thing. So yeah, Frimpong, nah, I don't. Who rated Frimpong like that? There's man rating Frimpong like that. I don't know, geezer. I don't know. No one was rating Frimmy like this in Larlem. Yeah, because he was cold. He just weren't strong enough, bro. See, my boy used to play for Spurs, yeah, like around that kind of age group. And like this is when the academy games, they used to be at Barnet, the Underhill. And they played Arsenal versus Spurs. And obviously, my friend was at Spurs. Like he was like sick in it, like sick. When I went to watch him there against all the others, I was like, bro, if I think he's sick, and he was, but you're looking average around these guys. I'm like, bro, any hopes you got of trying to be a footballer? Crazy. I saw Alex Pritchard as well was at Spurs, cold. But Zelalem was there and he was small as fuck. Like he was one of the youngest. I'm exaggerating, but it's like, let's just assume you've got like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and you've got as young as 15, 16, if this kind of makes sense, people. And Zelalem's one of the youngest and he's skinny, he's scrawny, but the first touch, the balance, like, it was like a little Ethiopian / American wheelchair to a degree. Koza Jubri, he's finally finding his feet a bit though. Scored a cracker for Bolton a few weeks back. So yeah, be interesting. Look at the time, people. Don't forget though, we're back at 4:15. We're back at 4:15. I've got Ken on the platform, people. So yeah, man, and DJB. So yeah, man, time's flown. I don't know how we got here, but we've gone through hot takes, sorry. We've gone through the latest topics. Somehow we've done 11s and all of that kind of stuff. Without you lot, the platform's dead, man. So I appreciate you lot. Again, road to 100k commences. So make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're following on TikTok and all that. Make sure you're staying well. You're staying safe. And you're looking after your family, man. I need you lot to be in good health so we can have many years and days together, people. And obviously, the Premier League's back. Weekend, we're doing watch-alongs. But until then, boy, and you lot were looking at these fullbacks. I just want to know, has Jenkinson ever done something like this?
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.